Right, so the time's come. Running slightly behind due to being made to go away for the weekend. Joyous time. Cornwall was as expected. Cold and rather closed. So, 645 CI, which goes Saturday. So we're on a bit full flap because got to get this out, put that in, go an MOT. It's fine. It's not a worry. We can do things like that. It's only Monday. So basically this, after some excitement, is now fully, supposedly, possibly disconnected from the vehicle. Apart from that earth. Need to undo that earth. Let's undo that earth. Need to remember that earth. It's not this earth, it's that earth. That earth there. Need to remember to take that out, otherwise that will cause problems. This car is obviously aluminium as well, because sticking anything to it, yeah, no, impossible. Trying to find something in here that is steel, so that needs to come off there. Best way not to lose that. Where did that go? Went down there. Unless to not drop it all in the first place. So that is off, that can be tucked in there. This is very overcomplicated. Blimey, that was a lot further down than I thought it was. Just to put it back where it came off from, so you know for later. So what we've now got to try and do is using this very large wheelie table here and some blocks, is to flop this sodding great big thing down here. I think I've got a gearbox cable to take off. Unless Fudgy's done it, which he hasn't. So I need to pop the gear link cable off here, undo the rear mounting bracket bolts. Might just try and let that dangle off of there a bit. Once we've done that, we are ready for making the engine fall out the bottom of it. It's amazing how I make these things sound so easy, isn't it? Like this was just a 2-minute experience. Not a hateful one I've been at for days. Oh, I actually found something that was steel. So how the hell did they hold that on? Well, let me see how they held that on there. It's got some silly clip in it, BMW, isn't it? So that needs to come here, doesn't it? Come here. Give clip here. Let's try attacking it with a pair of... So is that releasing that now? I think it is. Right. Let's hook this off. Come here. And that goes there. Look at that. Right. Gearbox disconnected. Don't need to worry about the gearbox electrics because they're connected into the loom going to the front of the car. Already figured that out. There is nothing else. So I think what we do now is because we've got to drop a whole front subframe. Got all that disconnected. There is lots of stuff from that that's disconnected. So we take these bolts out the back here, let it down gingerly on the gearbox jack so it's like, then we lower the car down on the table. Got the back subframe bolts out, we should be able to get to the two in front, then we need to gingerly lift the car off the engine with the engine and gearbox sat on here. Prop shaft is out, rad pack is unplumbed, brakes are unplumbed, strange electrical pump for brake thing that was in that wheel arch, don't know what that is. Voodoo is unplumbed. We are, microphone in an annoying place, move microphone. So there's all this, unplumb this stuff. Broke glasses, had to use super glue, stick them back together again. So in theory, we're somewhere near. And then we just need to huzzah that in, brum, back tomorrow, brum, 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 done, MOT, done. Buy a ticket. Don't sold very many tickets. Part of life. It's the raffler's chance, isn't it? So what I'm going to do now is attempt to lower this down on here. But actually no, I'm going to have to take the gearbox mount out first, see if it tries to escape, then lower it down on there, then work it out from there. Well, that worked out quite well. So we now have sat here, big BMW V8 4.4. Obviously it's the front suspensions, brakes, gearbox, exhaust manifolds, catalytic converters. Nothing went much crunchy, brakey, which was good. Obviously there are some auxiliaries that have got to be changed from this engine to that engine. So I'm going to wheel this out of here. The steering column was a bit exciting past the side of this cylinder head, but I'm sure that's workable on the way back in. We'll just have to figure that. And then take all this part, put that one there, I'll put that one there, and then put this back in there. That'll be fine. 10 minutes. So anyway, we are on it. I am going to call that it for this evening, I think. We'll wheelie this extremely heavy load out there, out the way, because basically what I'm going to have to do now is lift this off, because I've got to separate. Ooh, he said, I can even check my top strap mounts while I'm here. Oh, that feels all right. It's not bad. I've got to obviously remove the gearbox, the torque converter, engine mount. I need the exhaust, the cats, and the bits off of this one for that one. And then I need to separate this engine and gearbox from this subframe, clean the subframe, and then put it all back together again. I'll have this done by Saturday. Be fine. Be fine. It's not a problem. This is easy. 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 The next day, what we have, as you can see, is obviously this entire front unit wedged on a wheelie bench. Now, I need to get in here. There is an access plate. There's a few actually. There's a starter motor, because you can put a starter motor on either side on this engine. Very posh BMW. Blanking plates. I want to get the torque converter to damper plate bolts to keep the torque converter in the gearbox, so we can take the gearbox off. I've already pulled the gearbox wiring harness, disconnected the lambers, both sides, the oil sensor for the sump, which runs across, and then there is a crankshaft sensor or a damper plate sensor just there. So basically, I want to get that bit off out the way so we can just clean it. That goes straight back in, don't need to do anything to that. That works fine. And then basically, we've got to pick this off of this subframe. So the things that we'll need disconnecting, there are some mounts there. We need the air conditioning pump. That comes with us, because basically that is obviously taken off the other engine. So we need the air con pipes and the pump, and make sure the wiring's clipped in. We need the alternator, the starter motor, and everything else via the exhaust manifold. So we've got a new manifold gaskets already sat here waiting. So we've got to whip these off, basically join it all together, put this back on, clean this rig while it's out, make sure it's all nice and shiny, and then we have to go alpha lever to throw this back into a BMW, then plumb it back up and make it work. Sounds simple, doesn't it? It is. It's just nice and simple. Let me see the size of these brakes. Jeez, I mean, she is a rocket ship. Buy tickets. Tickets for rocket ship. Just because the wife said you didn't need it doesn't mean you had to listen. All right. So, cunning, stunning plan. Obviously, we got to strip this, lay it all out. So Fudgy has started pulling exhaust manifolds, both sides.
Yeah.
I need to make sure the bolts are all.
Yeah. I've got the nuts right
bolts.
here. Bolts.
So you're going to pull.
Heat shield. I'm going to take the start motor off.
Take this plate out. Get the
Torque
converter bolts out. We're just waiting on Charlie to turn up with ECU for this thing behind us, because at the moment we can't move this outside or lift it off with the forklift because we've got a Sprinter with no ECU in the way. It's been like Sprinter ECU failure month, isn't it?
Yes.
So we're going to put Fudge onto time lapses. He's going to go huzzah and take bits off of this. And I was What was I doing that was useful? I don't know. Something. I'll go and find something useful to do. Because the other engine's literally just a matter of swap.
All the
So
bits
if I bring
over
some
and
tools this way, we can actually have a group effort on stripping it down, can we?
Shall we?
Well, the heating's just turned on. That's the noise in the background.
It's just fallen apart.
That's fine, it does that. That's the water shield fell off of it that I still haven't got around to fixing after 5 years of it being there.
It's because you mentioned the heater. It's like...
Yeah. So, yes, it'll be easy. Be Saturday's competition price will be fine. Be running by Saturday. We might have to MOT it early next week before, obviously, we deliver it.
Yes. Yes.
And we've got to drop the wheels in to be done. They do those during the day. So.
Yeah, it'll be a day turnaround.
Day turnaround, yes. Because I'm not going to go for the diamond cut because it always goes wrong. I'm going to go for the slightly sort of darky, silvery colour that comes on MV2s. I think that'll look pucker.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's not a worry. I've got to get that bit of trim. Like buy a whole wing. I think it's the cheapest way to get a bit of trim. So, exciting. Right, onwards. It's all right, don't need those. You can stand on those fuel injectors.
Surplus to requirements.
Surplus to requirements. These bolts here are part of this lot, aren't
Those are for the power steering pump. So the long ones, that one, the short ones.
Just stick them in here a minute. And that's the 10mm.
For that pipe.
Yeah. Yes, because I took that out, didn't I?
Yeah.
So basically, Fudger, then, we're
ready to separate the engine away from the subframe.
And then we've got to strip all of this.
Yeah.
Ooh. Shall we lift that away now, and then we go drop this fan back?
Yeah, because I can see this...
all going Pete Tong.
All going Pete Tong.
Right, let's try and not go Pete Tong.
That's going to be heavy as...
Flue bar.
Flue bar.
Right.
Do you want me to try and steady the gearbox?
Let's see what it's like.
It's going to go yink. Right, hold it there, Al. Hold it there. Okay.
We'll get the torque converter bolts out next, don't we?
Yes.
Right, marvellous. Let's go and do a bit of sprint tar delivery. Get that back so Axel's got some transport.
Yeah.
And then we'll come back and clean things.
Yes.
Look like professionals.
Yeah.
Right. So we have taken the torque converter bolts out. Taken the 2 bolts out the bottom.
Yep.
Dangled the engine dangerously above our head, but we obviously didn't any of that.
Nope.
That looks like the 2 of them falling apart. Put them in pile number 5 over there.
Top left-hand corner of this.
I put them
engine.
there.
You put them there, have you?
Put everything down there.
All right.
It's just because we're not doing anything else this week rather than fixing this bloody thing. I reckon we've got one more somewhere we have down there. Separates much better when you've taken all the bolts out. So hopefully a torque converter should be separated. It is separated.
It's separating, yeah.
So, there we go. Nicely and gently done.
Oh, he has popped out. Okay. He's back in. There we go.
Back in. Right. Some little rubber sealy things that sit at the bottom of there. Need to remember to keep them in there, don't we?
Yeah.
So this can come over here for a minute. It's nice and light.
It is. Ready?
Have any light?
Oh, on your leg.
I do. Right.
Put the bung back in there.
Yes, that went in there. Pop them in afterwards. So basically, pick this bit back up again a minute. Rip some more stuff off of it, and then put it in that might be useful one day, someday, somewhere type of pile. Possibly. Never know when you might need a broken 4.4 litre BMW V8.
Yes.
You just hold some tension on that while I pick it up.
Yeah.
I seem to have lost some description of electronics on the floor down there. I don't know what that is. I'll put that in the pot. Yeah.
I think that was, yeah, that was off the power steering pump.
Oh, like the link over down to the rack.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, so
That needs to go.
I'll put that back in the power
We've
steering
got
pump.
to take air conditioning compressor off, haven't we?
There we go. It's clipped back in, so we can't.
Can't lose that.
Can't lose
Right,
him.
cool. So if I get me whack-a-dacca gun, quickly whip this, because all we need is the air con pump, isn't it?
And that's it. Alternator.
Alternator needs to come out. What's a nut?
Yeah, it's just the alternator and the pump.
Yeah, and I think then we're pretty much there, aren't we? Where is that? That needs unclipping before I decide to pull it off the vehicle. Never quite got enough flat spaces doing this, have you? Need to unplug that off the wiring on this. And I think we are there. That comes there. Looks like it's got another connection on the inside, but it hasn't. That's perfect. So that can go straight over here. Vid's that nut ready to go on the new one. And then alternator. Have we got the thingy on the engine mount? Or
Let's
did they
undo
take
the
that off? No, we
electronics.
got that. That's got some 17s in it. Looks like it's on 17s. There's me dacca gun. Got some electrical connections there.
Yeah.
One. Right, what am I doing now? Wrong way. Gosh, she's tight.
So as the alternator will drop, you just need to pull that plug out.
Now you've got to get it off from underneath that hose. I think we need this. I don't think you'll find that. One of them isn't on there.
Hey, Simon. Yeah, we do need.
Hello.
We do need that hose out.
It's a big hole.
Oh yes, there's a big hole in the car.
Oh dear.
A fucking big hole. No engine, no
Well, that is going. Yeah, we've got to take that off. I don't know what the hell's holding that on. Oh, nothing. And that one out of there. Right, one more pipe fudger and we're there, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's the old one.
That's the dead one. Oop. Well, it's not dead, but you know what I mean.
It's the one that's non-healthy.
No, it's only got 7 of its 8 cylinders. And that one. And that one. Just going to drop test that bit. Find that nut.
Yeah, got the nut.
Can I get that out? Through there. Yes. 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 Right. 2 nuts and a jobbly clip. Let's put them down on the floor over there. I'll have the nut. Right. Right, Mr. Fudge. So we have doused this in degreaser.
Degrease the...
Schnizzle out of it. Bung the hole up in that rather posh-looking pump that does power steering and all this exciting stuff that does lockable anti-roll bars.
Indeedy.
So I'm going to steam that to death. We're not cleaning the engine because the engine is clean anyway. And yeah, the engine is like mint.
Yeah, she doesn't need doing.
It doesn't need doing. So we're going to steam this bit off quickly, dry that out. Gearbox is pretty clean anyway, isn't it? So
yeah, slap it together.
Well, degree of finesse, and then try and put that back in there.
Back in the hole.
That's yeah. I mean, I have inspected on all suspension bushes. They look good.
Yeah.
I need to order 2 bits of trim because we are running out of time. So if you win this, you might not get it for another week because we might not have finished it, but we're getting there.
We will finish it.
We are finishing it. Yeah. It's just taking slightly longer than we expected because it's a bit complicated. In case you haven't noticed that. Right, I've turned the steam cleaner on.
Right.
I'll give that a wash then. Motivation.
Indeed.
Motivation.
Indeed.
What do you want to do? Make tea or steam clean?
Fucking make tea.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah. You take the easy option. I'll get wet and cold.
I did degrease it for you.
Oh, thank you.
And put it outside.
Well, and they're working. I've ruined them, honestly. I broke another pair the other day. This is the last ones I've got left because the new ones that give me a headache. But I managed to get super glue all over the lens whilst attempting to stick it back together. So now I have used electrical tape.
Yeah.
Got all stuck to myself to the super glue, not got on my fingers. I might have got some super glue on my lens. Yeah. And then I attempted to scrape it off with a Stanley knife blade, which worked really well. It's better than not having any.
Yeah, I mean, when I take these, I mean, I can see you now, but
that's
anything blurry until I put these on.
Age is poop, isn't it? Right, so that's all steamed off, looking pretty.
Beautiful.
That's good. So we need to get that on the back of there.
Yep. Torque converter bolts back in.
Torque converter bolts back in. The gearbox wiring harness is the same, so we don't need to. All we need to do is plumb this in.
Yep.
And then we need to. We've got some Sparkington plugs, some new, shiny, expensive ones for this.
Yeah.
Seeing as the spark plugs are a mongrel change in the truck, or in the car.
Yeah, we'll do it before we...
We'll do it before, so I think we get it all sat on here. I've got full service kit for this.
Yeah. Before we actually sit it in, though, well, we need to put the oil cooler for the transmission back in, because once the engine's dropped, you ain't getting that.
No, we're going to put the oil cooler pipes underneath, clamp them back up.
Yeah.
We can probably do that, bolt it up before we drop the engine in here, can't we? Because we can hang that oil cooler off the front of the engine.
Yeah, cable tie him up.
Well, he bolts on the bottom anyway. He's got those clamps, and so we just just literally chuck it back on its clamps, plumb it up once we've got the gearbox back on.
Yeah.
And then the gearbox is perfectly fine. I mean, he's clean. I don't really want to soak it unless I have to.
No, that's
the same with the engine. The engine's as clean as a whistle. I reckon they've washed that off and dried it off. Yeah. So we need to then put that to that, bolt that to that to that.
That onto that.
That lot there, back on there. And then this lot back on there, and then all that electronics back, and then just literally 10 minutes throw it back in.
Throw it back in. Oh, bloody hell.
And I need to remember to go and find an infotainment screen, because I've forgotten about that.
Yes.
Because it's gone all pixelated and horrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Expense.
I suppose we could try and fix it with your newly acquired £14
Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer.
No. That won't fix it, that'll just break it. I've learned with things like that. So anyway, that is the next thing to do. So I think we're going to have to go back on time lapses because people like a bit of time lapse.
Yeah. Fuzz it all back on.
Fuzz it that back together. We'll have to remember to take the bits of tissue they put in the exhaust ports out as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might make for interesting starting.
Yes, well, fire, probably.
Woof.
Woof. And then everything else, I mean, all this stuff on this frame is good. All these bushes, engine mounts are fine.
Yeah.
Top mounts, seen the size of their brake calipers? They're
I know.
massive, aren't they?
They are
Got an M Sport logo on them.
Is that a sticker or
I
they
reckon
actually?
that's original.
They're
though, I
proper.
don't-
They're proper ones.
Oh yes, yeah, no, that's not a coat of paint and some Alfred stickers.
No, because I was thinking, oh, someone's just put stickers on that. They are stickers, but that's the proper
No, that is
M Sport calipers.
Oh, yes, no, it's a massive, great thing, isn't it?
Well, it needs it really, doesn't it, for a
It's a huge single.
donking great.
It's a huge single pot, isn't it? What
Yeah.
a weird thing to have.
Expect 4 pots on these, wouldn't you?
I would have thought so. But BMW probably know more about building cars than we do.
Yeah, they're known for their reliability.
Well, they were until they started making strange and weird-looking stuff like they do at the moment. Putting timing chains on the back that fell off. I mean, they were all right before that. Same with any manufacturer, isn't it? Everything worked until we had a new radical idea that.
Well, the thing is, if they made stuff that was reliable and never broke, you'd never buy new cars.
Well, same again. It always said, like Land Rover always said that 75% of the vehicles or 60% of the vehicles they made are still on the road. Yeah, well, it might be sort of the number plates on the rest of it.
Yeah, the rest of it's been
changed.
ringed.
Changed a bit. 5 chassis. It's a bit like Trigger's Broom, isn't it?
Trigger's Broom all
Trigger's
over.
Broom, yeah. I mean, my last Series 3 was about 5 Series 3s made into one because it fell apart. Anyway, let's just stop slagging off.
Shagging?
Slagging off JLR products because they're brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Poor old Paul, the MOT station yesterday, he got a lot of broken down Land Rovers.
Oh dear.
Literally, he was moaning about broken down Land Rovers and then they just kept pouring in. And I was like, there's another one! He's like, go away. And I was like, okay, I'll go now. Or leave. Ta-da!
Look at what we've done.
We haven't got spares kit left over
We
either.
haven't.
We
Actually haven't, no.
We were like, where's the engine mount gone?
So I put the exhaust, I didn't even notice the one
That's missing. No, luckily enough we had a spare one.
We did.
So, we lift this up, wheelie that underneath it.
Yep.
Flop that back together. Put the power steering pump and the steering rack additionals back together.
Shush.
Then before we put this in the car, we need to change the spark plugs.
Yes.
Just getting them 2 back coils out in the vehicle is not fun, and it'd be a lot quicker out here.
Isn't it a good job we don't work for BMW? Because I'd walk out after a day on one of these, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, to be honest, do you remember we had Martin Best, Mrs. Minnie, that went to BMW for a service?
Yes.
Under warranty, and then came back and he died on the way home, and they were like, oh, well, you'll have to get it here yourself. And you were like, yeah, but you've just charged me £785 plus the VAT to service my Mini, and it's died 5 miles from BMW. Yeah, that's your problem. So anyway, it ended up here because they'd had enough, and I was like, I can fix it if you want. So it was a coil pack died, but it had. To check it, we had all the spark plugs out, and you were like, 2 new ones, 2 original ones. They'd obviously gone.
No one will ever know.
No one will ever know. Yeah. So we put a coil pack on it, and then that was the last time it ever went to BMW. It now comes here. Not that we're suggesting that we are all BMW dealerships are like that, but our local one was a bit shit of them, really.
A friend of mine works for BMW. right now.
Yeah. So, as we are now, what did Terry say last night? He said, now that we are officially BMW technicians.
Please don't bring them here.
Don't bring them in. No, we don't fix cars normally. I tell everyone that. Don't fix cars. Take your car away. Don't fix cars. Don't do cars. Don't fix cars. We don't fix cars.
We don't.
No.
For competition purposes.
Well, we have to.
We have to.
We're beginning to wish we'd never seen this thing, but we're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to sit down and order some more bits in a minute because I need to order that screen. Because I keep forgetting to order bits. It's fine. We'll get there. So, I think we're going to drink our coffee and then more time lapse. It's going to be like an episode of time lapse of that going back in there.
Yep.
And then we're going to cut this video there.
Yes, that
What
could
we're going to do is, because we're a video out, obviously, because I was away on holiday on Sunday, I have got half a video of me and Madam going round Cornwall, but yeah. So, yes, darling. Yes, darling. Yes, darling. She got fairly fed up with me by day 2. Bless her, she's lovely, my wife, don't take me wrong. So, no, I decided that I'd probably die if I put my holidaying video up, so I haven't put me on. So we're going to catch up. So basically, this evening, we'll see this as we are now clamped to that subframe, and then tomorrow
we'll start filming again.
we're going to film it
Ready
again
for
back into
Sunday.
the car.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing it Sunday.
Saturday?
No.
Friday?
We might try Friday. We might even get overexcited if it's
Do
running
tomorrow?
by tomorrow evening and go for a Thursday.
Jeez.
Chuck 2 midweek videos in and confuse the hell out of everyone.
That's buggered my Sunday morning.
I got a logbook this morning for a Citroen ZX.
Ooh. Look at you.
2 previous owners, I am the 3rd. So the competition ZX is obviously up. It doesn't go for a while because we did stage it for a long time because we thought it may take up to 6 weeks to get a logbook, and in standard fashion I didn't get any logbooks for my Daihatsus or any of the other stuff, or my van, but I've got a logbook for a ZX in a week and a half. That's always the way, isn't it? But if I'd have done it the other way round, it wouldn't have been here for a month or a bit.
No.
So as soon as this is brum,
Yeah.
we're going to get now the logbook's here, we'll get the ZX MOT'd, and then we'll do some testing on that. I have been for test drive.
You have?
Yeah, it ain't fast. It is if you close your eyes. Anyway.
Just do is change the 10 to a 20, the 40 to a 60.
Make you think it's fast.
Yeah.
It's reliable then. So, right, we're going to go put that on there after drinking coffee and procrastinating and talking more. And then we'll be back in a minute once we've reassembled all that. Mm-hmm. Right, Fudgy, so as we have managed to do this before lunch,
Yeah.
we are going to wheel this under this large, oh my God, that is bloody heavy.
It's all there, right?
Very heavy. So people, that is a replacement assembled 4.4 litre BMW engine. We need to change the coil packs, not the coil packs, the spark plugs after lunch.
Yeah.
We are going alpha leather, throwing this in because it is Wednesday. It's Wednesday, isn't it?
Yes,
It
yes.
is Wednesday. So you will see this evening, obviously. The next video, which might be tomorrow night, might be Friday night, will be this. Boom!
Smoking it.
And the competition is drawn Saturday evening. We are a little bit behind, but let's be honest, unless you're planning on coming and getting it Sunday, which you can't, we'll have MOT'd it next week. Fitted the screen I've just ordered and put that bit of trim on.
Yes.
Polished it.
Polished it.
And then we'll have the wheels done this week.
Yeah.
So if you haven't bought a ticket for a 645i BMW, I know people were like, oh, it's a different thing.
Yeah.
It'll be quite good fun. I mean, it's 300 horsepower rear-wheel drive car, and it might cost you £7.50.
Yeah.
Have a go. Right, thank you very much. Ow. Fudge, 6D diesels.